The following is a message from my YouTube inbox. I get this question a lot.
Hi, Lance the Blue Knight. My name is Jake, and I want to buy a Megaminx, but I'm not sure what sort of Megaminx I should get. There's the PVC Megaminx, or the Meffert's Megaminx, or a Chinaminx, or there's also the new MF8 Megaminx. Which one is the best for the money, and which one's the best turning out of all of them?
Well, Jake, this video is just for you. I can't answer your question completely because I don't have all of those brands. However, I will show a quick comparison of the brands I do have, and then I'll go into some detail on how to mod a PVC Megaminx, which is my favorite brand. This will show you how to make it turn a lot better than it normally would, and because the PVC Megaminx is very, very cheap, I do recommend it for most of my viewers. The MF8 Megaminx might be a little bit better and requires a lot less work before it actually turns well. So depending on your price range, that might be a good option as well. I've heard that the Meffert's Megaminx is the best of all. Unfortunately, I don't have one, but I'll go into detail about the other brands that I do have. The most important advice I can give you is do not buy a Chinaminx. The Chinaminx turns very, very poorly, and unless you're willing to spend a lot of time on it, there is really no reason to buy it when you could buy the other brands. Both of these Megaminxes are actually the same brand. These are the PVC Megaminx from Cube4U, the stickered version, not the tiled version. And when you get it out of the box, it does not turn very well at all. It doesn't turn very well. The color scheme is horrible. We have 2 pinks, 2 blues, 2 greens, 2 purples. It's just really confusing to solve on. And, you know, it's not a great puzzle out of the box. But once you mod it to be, you know, better, the turning is great. If you fix the color scheme, the CubeSmith color scheme is excellent. Anyways, I'll just be showing you how to mod this into this. There's a few things you can do to make your PVC Megaminx into a really great puzzle. So, the first thing we're going to want to do is fix the turning on this. The turning is horrible, so we're going to have to take it apart. For this, make sure you have your trusty multi-tool. Okay, so to dismantle a Megaminx, pretty much the same as a Rubik's Cube. I'm pretty sure you all know how to do this kind of stuff by now. Turn one of the sides kind of halfway and stick something under there. Okay. So, I gotta stick all the pieces, make sure you don't drop any on the floor, because there's like 30 pieces or something on here. Or wait, is it 50? I think it's 50. Okay, so once you have the core all done, you can start taking off these center pieces. They have a bit of a lip, just, they're not glued on, they're a friction fit, so just try to get something under there, and there we go. Reveals a screw. Do this to all the faces. Don't worry about forgetting your color scheme or anything, because we'll be replacing the color scheme anyways. So yeah. Okay, so what we're actually going for here is not necessarily to take off all the centers, but what we're trying to do is loosen them enough such that we can get a bit of a, you know, springy action there. Not too much, because if you get too much, you're going to be popping all the time. This looks about right, about 1 millimeter, maybe a little bit more than 1 millimeter of springiness there. And make sure that it's the same on the other side. So I just kind of do this check, and I pull from both sides and make sure that the distance that they pull away from the center or from the core is about the same. This one pulls out a bit more, so I'm just going to tighten this just a tiny bit there. And that's about right. Anyways, once they're all at the same tension, it doesn't matter if it's too loose or too tight. At this point, because we'll be fixing it later, once they're all about the same tension, just try to reassemble it. Now, reassembling a Megaminx can be a big pain, so just have some patience, and you assemble the same way as a 3x3, really. Okay, so keep in mind that it still hasn't been lubed, so you want all the faces to be turning well, but not too well. So this is a pretty good example where it's turning pretty well. It's riding over the imperfections fairly nicely. So I'm going to try to, at this point, adjust all the other faces to match this face. And this is just done by feel. It's not actually done by how far the screw comes out. So don't bother disassembling it, but rather just play with the tension in the individual faces. So this one needs to be loosened a little bit. That's about right. And once everything's about right, you're ready to do the lubrication. So again, just pop out a row for now. You can lubricate all the pieces individually if you want to by laying them all out on your table or whatever, with paper and stuff. That takes a bit too long for my liking, so I'm just going to do it the old-fashioned way. So then you want to go to the opposite side. So opposite of here is here. And do the same thing. So once it's all greasy and stuff, you can just play with it a little bit and make sure you get the silicone evenly distributed around all the faces. So maybe the easiest way to do this would just be follow a couple scrambles from CCT or something, whatever you like. Okay, so at this point the silicone's all dry and it's turning not too bad, but I want it to turn a bit better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep track of what faces I do this to while I do it, but let's start on the white face, that's easy to remember. Take off the entire layer. Now on this layer it's pretty good, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to stick some sandpaper and sand out all the little imperfections. Like this thing, that's going to be, when the pieces are riding over it, it's going to cause a bit of friction. So I'm going to get rid of that kind of stuff. Anything that is sticking out at all is going to get sanded off. So let's see if I can find some sandpaper. Oh, there's some right here. Rip off a little piece here. Fold in half. And great, so let's start on this thing. So when you're done doing one side, it should look something like this. You should have sanded all the way around and tried to sand off any imperfections. So this feels pretty good. I can't really feel these holes when I move my hand around it, and so now I know that the face above it, when I put it back on, is going to turn really good. Okay, so finally that's done. Turning pretty good still. Now pretty much the last thing we need to do is swap out the stickers. This also takes quite a while, but it's less work. You do this while you're watching TV or something. Anyways, before you put your new stickers on though, we're going to want to do a bit of sanding on the faces themselves. You can see an example of what I mean here. On this one I didn't sand the faces before I put the new stickers on, and you can see on some of the stickers we have this ridge, and it's really annoying and stupid. On this one I did bother to do that, and we don't have any ridges anywhere. It looks really great. So sanding the faces is not really necessary, but it's worth doing just because it makes your puzzle look a lot nicer. And it feels a lot nicer too. I prefer to speed cube on this one, again, because this one is kind of sharp and annoying. So. Alright, so I've sanded all the pieces and done some carving too. Some of the pieces had some tough to get at ridges or whatever. So this is pretty much not the end product. I still have to polish it with the finer stuff, which is right here. But basically, just to give you an idea, it's not going to be pretty when you're done. So you're not aiming for that kind of thing. What you're aiming for is you want it to be smooth on all the sides. So if it's nice and smooth on all the faces, you're golden. Again, like it's not gonna look nice. Like this looks like crap right now, but that's a good thing. Just as long as it's nice and smooth. I know a lot of people will be really intimidated to take some sandpaper and rough up their puzzle, make it look like this. But trust me on this, it's gonna look a lot better when you're done. So anyways, now we're ready to do some polishing. I wish I had a bit finer sandpaper than this, so it's not going to be perfect, but it will be pretty nice. Okay, so once you're finished polishing out all the scratches, the Megaminx should look pretty good. At this point, we're finally ready to re-sticker it, and should be finished. Okay, so the stickers that I use come from Cubesmith, and they are not expensive, and they're actually really good quality. So I recommend that if you don't have spare stickers lying around from somewhere, order them from Cubesmith. It's a really good deal, and the stickers really do just last forever. So anyways, so the stickers look like. And here is the finished product. Now that took a lot of work, so I mean, like, if you want to cut some corners on yours, feel free, because this was pretty much an all-day project. A lot of sanding, a lot of mess, and but you know, it turns really great, and looks really great, and yeah. So now I have 3 of the exact same puzzle. I wonder what I'll do with one of them.